Okay. Good evening. Good evening. We are here. We are here live with fellow guests. It's a warm evening in Krakow today. Warmer than it has been before. Thank you for being here with us. I have a lovely presenter here today, a really interesting topic. Two people here with me today. Before we start and get going, let's just see where people are, how you're doing. Please give us a shout out on Facebook. Tell us where you're from, where you're plugging in from, how the weather is. Where you are. If you're in Krakow, you should have finally some blue skies. Again, thank you for being here with us this evening. Welcome from the Multicultural Center in Krakow. My name is Karolina Czerska. I'm going to be your host today. And again, before I introduce my guests, let's just make sure that everything's in order. Again, please let us know where you're from, where you're logging in from, how you're doing, maybe where you are again at the moment, and if you've ever heard of the participatory budget before. Thank you for tuning in on this lovely. Is it Tuesday? It's a Tuesday evening, and I think we get started. Sorry for the delay, but I think it's time to go. So my two guests today, I'd like to introduce to you. So we will be listening to Pan Maciek Fijak. Maciek is here with us today. He's a local activist and someone who is quite familiar with the participatory budget. He's made a few. He's submitted a few projects himself. He's quite active on the scene. He has been given the role of or title of ambassador of the participatory budget in Krakow. And so he's going to give us an insider's view today, kind of from the kitchen, on what to look out for, where to, what kind of projects are interesting and have made it through. Maybe some, Maciek, maybe you'll tell us about some kind of trials and tribulations, some challenges also.
Yes, sure.
In submitting a project, and how we can participate. The title of this series that we're going to be having, this is the first in the series that we'll be having, and the title is City Matters. So here we are to discuss how you, members of the Krakow community, who are from elsewhere, everyone's from somewhere, right? But who are from elsewhere, perhaps you have just come to Krakow and you're living in Krakow. Perhaps you've been living in Krakow for many years, and now is the time where you want to participate, and where you think, that empty space near my local school or near my local park needs some refurbishing or renovation. Why don't we get together and do something about it? So today we want to, my dear guests will be telling us how that's possible in the city, and how you can get funding for it through the city. So my second guest is Pani Katarzyna Stefanik from the city of Kraków, Urząd Miasta Krakowa. Thank you very much for being here with us. She's from the Department of Social Policy and Health. Yes,
exactly. Exactly. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and
it's so nice to be with you guys. So I hope that we present great ideas for us and everyone.
Great, thank you. Thank you. So Katarzyna is going to be here to answer those tricky questions that you might have on the chat. You can post them right away already. You know, if you have those tricky questions, just post them, okay? So without further ado, I'm going to give the floor to our dear guest, Maciek, who is going to give us this kind of look at what we can do and how we can participate in the participatory budget in Krakow. So Maciek, over to you. Go ahead.
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much, and welcome everyone. It's very good to see you all here today. I think it's very important that you're willing to make some impact on your city, on our city. And yeah, thanks for this introducing me. And just to let you know that I'm not only from Krakow, I was born and raised here, but I also lived abroad for a while. And I spent over a year in Norway, in Oslo, and so I kind of know about your struggles with all the things that consider like to be closest to the city process and to how to get involved. I know it's very difficult, especially if you are not like fluent in Polish, and there might be a lot of difficulties. So I kind of understand the problems, I think. Okay, I will just start with a short presentation, and you can post the questions if you have any, and we will do our best to answer them all after my presentation. And if we won't be able to do it, probably we'll just get them together and post it somehow on the social media, right? Am I correct? Is that going to be possible?
Absolutely, yeah. Maciek, yeah, and we'll have a survey for all of you afterwards, and so you can fill out the survey. You can send us your questions as well through the survey, and that will be online.
Okay, cool. So I'm starting to share my screen now to show you the presentation.
Okay, there we go. Okay, in the meantime, on the chat, let us know where you're from.
Yes, that would be good. And just let me know if you can see the presentation. I can also check it on my phone, but I hope all is good. Can you see it?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, so let's start. What is the idea behind the participatory budgeting? I will call it PB later on because it's way easier for me. Okay, so I will use some formal definition at the beginning, and then we'll proceed for the next things. And so there are like two kinds of participatory budgeting, and it can be defined as a way of including the citizens in the decision-making process of the budget, and it can consider like the whole administrative structure. And on the other cases, it can allocate. It can be like to let the people decide on the part of the budget. And this is the option that reflects what we have in Krakow. We have a part of the budget that we can decide what we want to spend for. And yeah, so this is how it works in Krakow. We have two main project types in our city, two categories of them, and two separate budgets for them. We have city-orientated projects, which consider the whole city, and we have districts-orientated projects that concerns districts. Because as you know, or maybe you don't know, we have 18 districts in Krakow. So yeah, it's good to know which is actually yours. How big is the stake? We have 35 million zlotys, Polish zlotys, to spend this year. So we can actually decide on what we will spend it. And it's quite a progress, because on the first edition of participatory budgeting in Krakow, it was just 4.5 million zlotys, and last year it was 32 million zlotys. So there is a quite nice progress here, and there is a lots of money to spend. Yeah. Before I will proceed to the ground rules, I would just like you to know that we have like two different budgets for the projects, and this year we have 7 million zlotys for the city-orientated projects, and the rest of the stake is for the district. So it's quite a bigger budget for the districts than for the city-orientated projects. Here I prepared some ground rules of PB, and this is going to be obvious, but you have to have an idea, the concept, the willing of change, and the concept. So this is the most important thing, I guess. And regarding to this, you need to follow some rules. And the most important thing is that once you have an idea, you have to make sure that the access to your idea will be like available for everyone. So just to give you an example, you cannot decide that. I don't know. I want to change. The window in my block of flats because it doesn't concern everyone. It has to be in public space, and this is the second important thing, that the city has to be the owner of chosen parcel. So, for example, if you decide to put some branch on the street, you just have to make sure that this parcel actually belongs to city, because you cannot make it on a private parcel. And paperwork is quite easy and difficult at the same time, because we don't have it actually translated into other languages. I speak as a city right now, but I'm not the city. I'm the city activist. But
okay.
Yeah. But it's not translated yet. I hope it will be done as fast as possible. But still, we have some clever ideas on the browser that let you to translate the whole website. So probably you can just for now do it like this. But the most important thing is to enter the city's website. It is called budget in Polish, .krakow.pl, and you have to make an account there. And the account, to make an account, it's quite easy. You just need to confirm yourself with a phone number, and that will be done. And after this, you can actually start with your idea proceeding. And there are 4 basic steps to make. And I'm not sure. Yeah.
Maciek, I'll interrupt you for just a second
Sure.
here before we go on. Actually, we'll put the website on because that's an important note. We'll put the website out on the chat there. And just to recap, a few things that you've been saying. So we're talking about the public sphere and something that can be made for the commons, so not private interest but public interest, and that's something that you point out that is really, really important. So that, as to check off step one. Step two, just to follow up on the translations, we are actually working now with the city of Krakow, and we I think should have some translations, especially of the actual application form out very soon, if not promptly, after this session. So actually, and also a shout out to our colleagues at Krakow Expats, who have just written an article about the participatory budget and actually gone to lengths to translate a lot of the things. So Maciek, our hopes are coming true. So we're going to have those translations. At first, the English one is on Krakow Expats, or at least some of it, and it'll be translated into Russian and Ukrainian as well. So we're on the right track. And before we go on, maybe if you can say, because you're talking about these two different levels, the city level and the district level, and perhaps our dear viewers, I was going to say listeners, viewers, if you can put in the chat what district you're from, if you live in Krakow, and we can see who's from where in the city. All right, Maciek,
Yes,
sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
Okay, great. So let's just make a paperwork quickly, because it's the less interesting. It's not interesting part, I think, but we have to do it. So once you're registered, you have 4 quite easy steps to make. You have to provide some basic information about your idea. First of all, you have to choose whether it's a city-orientated or district-orientated project. And once you choose the district-orientated project, you have to choose your district. There will be a list. Then you have to give the title of your project and also to choose the category. And there are different categories of the projects, because the projects can consider the following fields. It can be health, it can be infrastructure, it can be education, culture, security matters, green and nature reserve, and sport infrastructure, bike infrastructure, and society focused projects. And you will also have to choose that. Once you have your category chosen, then you have to make some, like a summary, very short one for your idea. It's like just the main things, really short one, as I said. And then you have to point the location. You will have a map, so you can actually pin it. And if you have more than one location, it is also possible to point more than one. So that was the step, the first step. The second one is to provide a little bit more information about your project. It is called like detailed description. And another thing is to give some explanation about how your project is important and why it's important for the city and for the citizens, and then you will be ready to go on to step 3. And step 3 is quite difficult one because it concerns the foundings, the money, and the budgeting of your project, and you have to show each cost of your project. So, for example, if you want to, I will keep going with the bench at the park. So if you can see some free space that needs to put some bench, you need to make it in this budget sector, like as the cost of the bench and the cost of installing it. So 2 different things. And then the last thing in the 3rd step is to provide some schedule of the activities from your project. You can point like the specified month, or you can just give a year. So, like for example, 2022. And then the last step, the 4th one, is to provide your phone number again as the person who is responsible for this project. Or if you are making this with a group of people, with group of friends, you can. And another person will be responsible for this project. You can also provide their number. And once you have all this information done, you can just apply with this project to the city and send it to verification. But in the same time, you have to find the 15 supporters of your idea, 15 persons who will actually sign this idea together with you. So actually 14, and it can be done until the end of June, I think, or maybe middle of June. We will ask.
End of June.
The end of June. Okay, the end of June.
Yes,
Great.
the end of June.
So
great,
we have plenty of time. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And once you have it, you need to provide it to the city authorities, and then they will check your project. And the last thing you will need to focus on is vote. Okay, our voting. I will go to another slide because this one was quite a long one. And once all the paperwork is done, you can actually start to think about how to make a coalition around your idea, because what you will need are the votes, right? So so how to do it, and are there any tips for that? I can give you some. Of course, the best one is your own social media, because you can try to convince your friends to vote for your project, for your idea. Another good place to spread the word around are the Facebook groups. I mean, right now, because of the pandemic situation, is a good idea to spread the word on the Facebook groups that you have an excellent idea how to change your neighborhood or the whole city, and to find the supporters on this way. Once your project will be approved by the city, you can also try to make some posters. It's also a good idea, or some flyers with your project name and project title, and with project number. It's also a very important thing. Yeah, and
okay, hold on, Maciek. I'm going to stop you right there again, because now I have a few questions, and Katarzyna, you have a question too. Did you want to say?
Yeah, actually, Maciek, I'm really glad that you say about the promotion, because it's so important for citizens. And I would say that on our website, we will provide the special place where citizens could uploading their projects and make any posters or flyers or even special graphics for social media. So this is a support as well for citizens who want to be part of civic budget. So I think that it's a great idea. So don't worry about that. You don't have to be a professional graphic designer because we know that this part of design is not for everyone. So that's
cool. So we have some like generator for the posters and the social media graphics from the city.
So
that's perfect.
I think it's good to remember about that.
Okay.
So that's all. Maciek, sorry about that, but that's all.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. That's way easier. So that's great.
Thank you, Katarzyna. Maciek, hold on. I have, as an amateur, I haven't submitted a project yet, but I want to make sure that I have all of the information. So let's go through the numbers again. Yeah, just to recap. And for those of you who are just joining us, welcome. We're live from, well, our own private homes, but we're joining from the Multicultural Center in Krakow, and I have here with me Mr. Maciek Fijak, who is a local activist and ambassador of the Participatory Budget, and I also have Pani Katarzyna Stefanik from the city authority, from the department that deals with the participatory budget. My name is Karolina Czerskasian, and please let us know where you're logging in from and what district of Krakow you're from, or you identify with, or you're living in at the moment. Okay, start taking a look outside to see what needs to be done in your district. So just to recap, before we go on, Maciek, we have an idea for a project. We have a project and we submit it. But before and just to make sure, can you submit on your own, or do you have to be in a group of people who are submitting? So is it something that you can do on your own, or is it a group project?
So you submit it by your own, but once your project is submitted, you need to find 14 supporters of your idea, make like a traditional paper list, and get the signs on this list, and also you need to send it or just bring it to the city hall and give it to the city authorities. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So as we understand now, there's one kind of person who leads the project, yeah? But then you, so you submit it as the kind of leader of the project, but you need endorsement, yeah? So you need 14 of your colleagues, peers, pals, neighbors who are in your district to say, wow, this is a great project, let's do it, yeah? Okay, so but that's not all, right? So you have 1 and 14, plus then we go on to the voting stage, but that we'll get into afterwards. So perfect. Before we go on, we have a question from the audience. And do we have a link to the poster or the flyer generator, which was just mentioned? Katarzyna, we can certainly find the link and provide.
Yeah, actually, for these posters, we will open the access for this generation during the summer, before this part. So for these posters, you have to wait a little bit, but don't worry, because we also publish our posters on our website in special cards of this website called promoting materials of promoting, so you can find also posters, but they are generally about the civic budget, not for projects. So
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
because
we have two ways. We have two ways to promote.
we completely forgot about the deadlines. And
Okay,
Oh
let's
my
look at the
goodness.
deadline.
maybe a
Okay.
good time to say about the deadlines, because we actually have time to submit our ideas until 14th of May, and then the city has time until 6th of August to verify the idea. And I guess after the 6th of August, the generator for the projects will be available for sure.
Yeah. So we have for the access we have to wait it, because
Yeah.
we open it during the summer.
And also another great thing that David left in the comments, you can find the link to the city website, to the map, where you actually can check the ownership of the parcel that you choose or you are thinking about. And it's a really good tool that I was also about to post you.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, stay tuned for the promotional materials. Once you know that you made it to that, past that phase, where the city looks and sees if the application is filled out and complete. But remember and put it in your stay tuned. Projects need to be submitted by the 14th of May. And okay, that's not a lot of time this time around.
Okay.
But if you have an idea, you're ready to go, then that deadline is there for you. But there's more. Maciek, go ahead.
Yeah, let's. There is a good comment on the chat that we should be a little bit quicker with the presentation so we can see each other again. Okay, so yeah, let's finish this one. And yes, as I said, until 6th of August, there is a deadline for the city to check your project and to say if it's good or not. I mean, from the formal side and the legal verification side. If they will have some questions to you, like detailed questions, they can contact you before the deadline and ask about a couple of things, so you can clarify it, and your project will not be declined. Yeah, for example. Okay. And here is the voting process, which will take place from the 1st of October until 10th of October this year. And you will be able to vote through the internet. That's, I'm sure. I'm not sure about the traditional voting points because of the pandemic situation.
As well.
They will be available as well. Okay,
yeah,
so that's quite good.
Okay.
So usually they are next to, there are some like dedicated places that you can see on the photo, or in the city hall, or next to the city institutions like museums, for example. You can do the traditional voting. And yes, this is the very last part of the presentation. Should I proceed with this, and then we can take the questions from the chat, or?
Perfect. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So here you can see some the ideas from the previous editions that already won, and some of them are already done. As for example, this water playground in Jordan Park. It's one of my favorite parks in Krakow, actually. So it's a really nice one, and it will has very, very nice and unique place for kids. Yeah, but it's already done, but it wasn't on because of the pandemic. Here is the Wadowicka Park, before and after the realization, and it's next to Matecznego roundabout, if you know the area. Also very nice place. And here is the thing with Karmelitska Park. There is a very nice story behind that, because right now it's a parking, and it will be park, I hope, soon, because we are struggling with city on that matter, and it should be actually already done, but it's not, apparently. But the project is very nice, and the citizens were fighting for this place for long years, because yeah, it was supposed to be like the buildings, the flats there, but people said, hey, no, we want to have some park, and then we will have a park in a very central area of Krakow. It's just next to the Planty, the green ring around the old town.
And the library that I
Yes, and the library, yes, exactly. And then is Czyżyny Park next to Avia district, also very nice green place. As you can see, there is a lot of green projects. But here we have also something from 2014, Graffiti Busters, very nice family event. Yeah, really nice one. And for example, from 2016, self-defense classes for girls. And the last one, this is the last slide. This is Milonga dance classes in public space, which is quite a great idea, I think. It was Mogilskie roundabout. Yeah. So that's it from my side, and I will be happy to answer the question from the chat. But first, let me just finish the presentation. Okay. All right. I think I need to get
okay. Thank you, Maciek. As you're finishing the presentation, there we are again. We have a few questions already from the chat, so I'll pick up on Sophia's question. And this is a good one. If I live in one particular city district at the moment, can I submit an idea project targeted to another one? Or is it based on the address of temporary residence? Good question. Who would like to take that one?
I can take this, but if Katarzyna wants, it's also good for me.
Maciek.
Okay, so yes, actually you can submit the project for another district that you are living in. So it is possible. It's not based on your home address. Actually, it's not checked at any time that you're a citizen of Krakow. So it just has to be truth, you know. Yeah, so this is how it works.
Okay, good to know. So if someone lives in Podgórze but loves going to Nowa Huta to go in the meadows, Nowa Huta meadows, and they want to submit an idea for that district, that is possible. That
is possible,
yeah.
but Katarzyna, please correct me if I'm wrong. Once you will be looking for the supporters of your idea, the supporters has to be from the district that concerns this project, right? So this is
right,
a tricky thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a catch. Your entourage, your supporters, right, need to be from that district.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to have friends in the appropriate places. Okay, please write on the chat if you have any questions. I have one in the meantime, Maciek or Katarzyna, perhaps more towards Maciek, because you've submitted a project. Can you tell us more or less how much time and effort you need in order to submit a project and a full project? Can you give us an idea, of how much time and an effort?
Yeah, it depends. It depends how big is your project, because if you want to make just a bench at the park, it's quite a short one. But if the idea is bigger, then it will take more time. But I think you should be able to submit the project, I don't know, within 30-45 minutes. I think the longest part is to make some research about the costs, because you have to provide some and you have to check it first. But also, if you will make some mistakes on this part, so you'll provide the wrong numbers, the city will contact you and to correct the costs, right?
Okay. So that's in terms of actually filling out the application form. So it's quite so for those of you who are scared of filling out forms, I'm one of them. Then be reassured that actually the actual application process is pretty straightforward. You need an evening of it, a short evening to fill it in. Okay, that is really good news. Okay, I'll have another question in a moment, but we have a question from the audience, from Anya. Who can and who cannot vote on our ideas? Very good question, Anya. Who would like to take that one?
Kasia?
Oh, okay. Of course. Thank you. Anya, it's a really great question. And actually, it's very easy. Who can? Everyone can. So
there's no age limit.
Exactly. So everyone can, and so don't worry about that. If you have a lovely child, everyone can.
Yeah, my children. So you actually,
as well, your children as well. Yeah.
Actually, you just need to be the citizen of Krakow, right? And you just have to declare it. So
exactly.
Okay.
But so please.
So that means also those people, perhaps students, perhaps those who are in Krakow only for a shorter period, but they have registered, with the city authorities, they can vote.
Yep.
Yeah, good. Okay, good. That's good news. And my children will be very happy to know that they can vote as well.
Yeah, it's quite fun to choose nice projects. So I think it's adventure for youngers.
Okay, great. Good to know. And then, okay, I'm going to go. There's another question here. I need to read it first, but before we go to that question, I have another one, Maciek, for you, because you've prepared a few projects. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about the process of getting a project together, and about looking at to see what needs to be done, and to contact with people, to have because I understand that it's a team effort, isn't it? Even though one person submits it, it's most often a team effort. Can you give us a little bit of the kind of a behind the scenes of what it looks like and the project that you were working on?
Yeah, sure. Because I'm a city activist, and there is some of the other groups in Krakow. We often help each other to promote the projects, and this is how it works with us. But once you are an individual, it's of course a little bit harder, but it's also possible, especially small things in your closest neighborhood. It's very, very easy to convince your neighbors. It's really just a small talk, one or another, and this is how you make this coalition around your project. But the bigger projects needs to has like a group of people behind it, because yeah, then you make everything bigger, the promotion process and everything. Yeah. But for me, the most important thing is just to look around on your like daily routine things. Once you go out with a dog, once you go shopping, or anywhere else, you just have to watch your closest neighborhood, and there is always something to do. Always.
That is very true. And so maybe the idea is, even if you can start small. Yeah.
Yeah, I would actually say it's way easier, and it's in general better to start small, because then your project costs less, and the possibility of winning is really high, because if the project is quite cheap, comparing to other projects, it needs just some votes and it will be at the end of the list, but thanks to the costs it will win too.
Okay, that's a good tip. Okay, so what I'd like to know, is there a minimum amount that will be considered for a project? Is there a minimum?
I have some information here to prepared for this, and the cost of the city-oriented project has to be above. Let me see. It has to be more than 25,000 zlotys, and not more than 1.4 million. And for the district-oriented projects, the minimum value is 2.5 thousand zlotys, and the maximum depends on the district, I think.
Okay, those are good numbers to keep in mind. So if you're going for that big city project, minimum is 25,000, and it's a tenth of that for the district projects. So 2,500 is the minimum. But believe me, you can spend 2,500 zloty pretty easily, or pretty quickly, when it comes to public projects, right? When it comes to public projects, private projects, right? Okay, we have a few more questions, and I wasn't quite sure how to interpret this question. So what is the PROO? PROO? And this question comes from Sofia. So podsumowanie I zestawienie uwag z konsultacji społecznych. So it's now I'm just translating on the fly here, the summary and zestawienie uwag z konsultacji społecznych. Okay, so the different uwagi. How would you Katarzyna, I don't know if there's something that you can say about this. So it's a so it's a part of the...
Actually, I'm quite surprised about that question, because
it doesn't concern the civic budget, I think.
Yeah,
it's a different
exactly.
process. It's a different process.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, but I cannot help with that. But it's not problem for me. I can check it, because I checked this website, niv.gov.pl, but it's not for city Krakow. It's generally of our big country. So I think that I need the time to check it. And actually, I don't remember. I don't understand what exactly Sofia. Yeah, Sofia means so.
Okay,
yeah,
well,
Sofia, if you want,
give us some
you
more
can
details.
contact. Yeah, exactly. Or you can contact with us. So don't worry about that. We try to help you to understand this kind of Pro 2000.
Okay, we'll keep that in mind. Thank you. Okay, so Anya also asked, okay, this is exactly what I was curious about, temporary registration, or how is it checked? So I assume it's on the basis of temporary registration that you are registered in the city. Yeah, so you have to have some kind of registration, a municipal registration. No, you don't.
No, it's just you have to declare that you actually live in the city, and that's it.
So it's on the honor system. Is that
the honor
right?
system?
The honor system. So
the honor, yes, the honor,
yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, exactly.
Okay, so this is okay, so this is important, and I think this is important for those who perhaps are unsure of their residency status, and perhaps are unsure where they'll be or where they're going. And this is perhaps something that would encourage those who, aren't sure if their residency is in the right place or up to date, or the temporary residency, or the one that is a permanent residency. It doesn't matter. It's on the honor system.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's way easier, I think.
Okay, so that's a good to keep in mind, especially for for many people, but international students as well, and right, who are in and out. Okay, so what is the proof of? So Sophia, I hope we've answered that question, because then you're talking about the proof of residence. Yeah, is it zameldowanie? We most of us know that word, even if we're not Polish speakers, right? Okay, so zameldowanie, so an actual registration in the municipality.
Can we take this idea from David, because he's leaving soon, and actually I want to refer to that, because I can see that David is very, very good prepared, and I think he has some experience. But yes, there is this thing called the bank of ideas, and if you don't have time to make all the paperwork, or you just want to submit the idea but you don't want to make the whole process, you can actually do it through the city website.
Okay, yes, that's a very very good point to make. Thank you, David, for referring to that. So we have this again, bank of ideas that you can
sounds great, actually.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Or an idea bank. Although there's another idea bank, isn't there? So bank of ideas. Let's name it that. So that's also a good one to know. And so if you have any more questions, please post them now. Also, we will be making available surveys in 3 different languages just now at the end of the meeting. Please fill it out if you are interested in submitting a project. If you're interested in finding out more about how to submit a project, or finding out maybe who's doing what in the city. Maybe you want to find out more about this bank of ideas, or maybe you want to get in contact with other people to brainstorm your ideas. These are all good possibilities. Or maybe you just want to find out more. So please fill out the survey, which should be made available in just a second on our Facebook page and on the chat. Please fill it out and give us some feedback. What do you need? What do you need to know? What are the challenges or the barriers that you see to participating? Hopefully we've dispelled some of those, ideas about challenges or barriers for you, but you may have more. You may have more questions. So again, please fill out the survey. Let us know. Let us know what you need. Again, the Multicultural Center in Krakow, the idea is also it's a place of contact and a place for people to get together and brainstorm on different things that you want to do as citizens of the or citizens, right? Members of the local community. So let's get your ideas, your enthusiasm, and let's put it to work in the city. And just another note: there are more ways to participate civically in the city, and perhaps Maciek or Katarzyna, you can tell us just about a few of the other ways that people in the city can participate, also being non-Polish or foreigners or from elsewhere, from different walks of life. Would you like to say, maybe mention a few other ideas that or other ways that you'd like?
Yeah, sure. Should I?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah, of course.
So first of all, there is many of organizations on the like a grassroots one. So I really recommend to join them. There are some multi-language organization, but also most of the Krakowians, I think, they speak English, so it shouldn't be a problem. I'm not sure if there is a list of the organization, but you can easily find a lot of them on the social media. So I think the best idea to get involved in the city more is to join one of them. But there is yes.
I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt. Which organization are you a part of? I know you do quite a bit, and I was trying to translate it. I was thinking about how to translate it the other day.
Yeah, we called it.
Krakowa.
Yeah, we called it in a direct translation is Rescue Action for Krakow. So we are kind of an opposition for the city, but
here we are in the same space. You
exactly.
See, and, with the ability to discuss and to do things together. Yes.
Yeah, but our main mission is to fight for the city green areas and to keep them without such a big investments, I would say, to keep some green areas for the citizens, because it's how it looks like. There is construction works everywhere, and so this is the one way to get to the city closer. And also there is another thing, not just the participatory budget, but also something which is called local initiative.
Yes.
It's a little bit more complicated to submit, but it's also an idea. You can get some funds for this, and you just need to have also 15 supporters. But I think that could be a topic for another meeting, because
it could be. And in fact, thank you for saying so.
Yes.
Because it is going to be a topic for another meeting in our series of City Matters. So the next one up will be on local initiatives. So please stay tuned. Maybe something from your side to wrap up.
Actually, I'm totally agree with Maciek, who said about local initiation. Yeah, it's a quite faster idea to make your ideas about city or about events even. So yeah, it's a quite a faster way. Oh, actually, it's a quite faster way. So
Okay.
and I think that this is the most important thing, like a civic budget and local initiation. Yeah, sorry, it's
Initiatives.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, sorry guys about that.
That's fine. Okay, well, listen, thank you very much. So from today, just to summarize, we know that it takes one person to submit, although the idea is worth brainstorming with others and submitting a project. You need 14 of your, of your friends, peers, pals, neighbors to support a project. You can do it on a district level, on the city level if you're ambitious as well. And you have until May 14th to submit for this year's project. Don't worry if you're not in time for May 14th. You can vote in this year's participatory budget come October. Yes.
October 1st, yes, October 1st to October 10th. It's just 10 days, including 2 weekends, so it should be enough.
Perfect. And you can already start thinking about next year's ideas and putting them into the bank, sharing them with your friends, and just looking around to see what can be done in the city. So I think that wraps it up for today. Maciek, any last words? Last words of advice or wisdom for our dear listeners?
Yeah, sure. The idea is most important thing, and the fact that you are here today with us, that means you want to make an impact and you want to make a change, and it's really, really nice thing. If you would need any help with your idea, just contact the Multicultural Center and ask the contact to me, and I'm willing to help. And so you can just provide my email address, and we can stay in touch. I would be more than happy to help you if you need that. That's it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Maciek. What's your one final question for you, Maciek? What's your district? What's your hood? What's your neighborhood?
It's Podgórze district.
Okay, a shout out to all of you who are listening in from Podgórze. You have a local activist who is nearby, ready to help. Park Bednarski. That's for another conversation, isn't it? Another discussion.
That's true.
Okay. In that case, thank you. Thank you to our dear guest, Maciek Fiak, from shouting up from Podgórze, and Katarzyna Stefanik from the city of Kraków, department that deals with the participatory budget. Thank you for being here with us. My name is Karolina Czerska-Shaw. I'm representing the Multicultural Center today. Have a lovely evening, and we look forward to hearing from you and to knowing and sharing your ideas with us. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.